Hello, ladies. Welcome, everybody. I saw your comments starting right before I was getting on. Gloria, Lisa, Cynthia, hello. And we're just going to wait a minute for maybe a couple other people, but welcome back to day 2, part 2 of 2 of my Zinnias class. Guess what showed up today early? Boop. My gems, shiny sequins. So, and out of habit, I went to the catalog to get the colors to write down on my packaging and was horribly reminded that we don't have any of that anymore. So I have to go online after this is over and get the colors, but I'm glad that showed up early. Hey, Penny. That wasn't supposed to come in till tomorrow. So that was a nice surprise. Hi, Carol. Hi, Deborah. Welcome, welcome. So, hey, Julie. So yeah, today, Thursday, May 9th, day 2 of my online class for the Simply Zinnias. I'm just going to go over like the details about the class again, and then we're going to get into our cards for tonight. So first off, we're making the class video is obviously free for everyone to watch. I'm going through all the measurements as we, for each card, but I will also have my blog updated. I'm planning on doing that Saturday, and I'll put my measurements there. Hey, Di. So if you want to copy and use your materials that you have at home, you're going to be able to do that. And if you just want to copy the designs and change the papers, change the stamps, change the colors, whatever, you're going to be able to do that too. If you want a packet that is separate, you can get that. And actually, let me go back to that page. So the packet, the card kit, it'll be 8 card kits. So we're doing 8 different cards between last night and tonight. We did 4 last night. We're doing 4 more tonight. All different, no duplicates. 8 envelopes. 2 of them are slim lines. The rest are regular. You're going to get a full pack of the Zinnias paper because you are going to be cutting your own designer series paper. You're also going to get a full pack of the shiny sequins that mine just showed up early. So yay. And then you'll get a PDF that has the pictures, the instruction, like the measurements, the step-by-step instructions, and then 2 bonus card ideas. All right. $51 if you're going to pick it up for me. Add shipping. I always refund a difference in shipping. Generally, I mean, that only happens really with paper shares, but whatever. I always say that because I want to keep it as close, if you do a refund, I'm going to give it to you. Dates. I'm going to keep this open until the 19th, which is next Sunday, not this coming Sunday, next Sunday. And then I can put my order in with Stampin' Up! On the 20th. They're a little bit behind on shipping, so I'm saying order expected from Stampin' Up! On the 31st, which is a Friday. And then I will be able to get out all the kits on that Monday. So that's the plan. There is a link in the description box for both the videos, like whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. So the link's there for a Google sign-up sheet. And that has all those details as well, as long as some options. If you want the bundle added, I'm offering that to you. You can get free shipping and tax. Like I'll pay that because I'm ordering it all at once. Penny, you're frozen? Your phone's better? Okay. Thanks, Carol. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else on Facebook was frozen. Facebook's kind of tricky sometimes, right? They're mean. They don't always work for everyone. I don't like it. But anyway, it is what it is, right? So Google sign up sheet, if you want that, I'm going to start sending invoices out on Sunday. Just have to have it paid by the 19th if you want in on this. But let's get to it because, you guys can just follow along and watch us later. And I hope you love these ideas. So let's go down here. If you weren't here last night, just real quick, these are the cards we made. We did this slimline Old Olive. We did this one that I did not have time to color tonight, but I decided I like it black and white. But my plan was always to color this. So I may do a repeat and when I go to take pictures for my blog and color this, because I think that'll be nice, like with some bright colors, and then add some gems. We did this one, which I still can't figure out a name, but I think it's like a collar fold. And you cut these bits out of your designer series paper, right? And then the sequins that I had. And then we did this one, which I love, where I die cut the flowers and then just crinkled them to get all that extra texture. And then we did a background stamp using the actual zinnia stamp. So yeah, I've tried to make this so you don't have to have the zinnia set if you don't like it, if you don't want it. Like here, we just use a greeting. You can use any greeting. Here, we cut this out of the designer paper. Here, you could stamp any other flower that you have. You know, do you get it? That you don't necessarily have to have it. Same thing here. You don't have it, just stamp something else. All right, so that's that. Let me make a new pile. All right, so again, I'm happy to have these gems. I'm going to have to, actually, let me get rid of the ones I was using, my leftovers. And I have to pay attention to my phone because I forgot to charge it. And then I didn't charge my iPad, so they're both at like 50%. So we got to see, keep a track of them. All right, so let me pull these out just because we're going to use them. I love the 4 colors. I mean, I want to say it is part of the Zinnias suite. So I want to say that it's like colors from the paper. So probably daffodil, melon mambo, probably pumpkin pie because that is an orange. And then lemon lime twist. That's what I'm guessing. But I will have to go online to double check. So we've got those. Let me go to my notes for our first one. Ooh, okay. First one, we're going to do another gatefold. So this one is, another gatefold. We're going to do a slimline, another slimline, but it's actually a gatefold. So, you know, a gatefold comes in this way. So we're going to start with the same size cardstock, and yours is going to be folded. I just wanted to do this part with you so you see. So 7 by 8.5. And so it's still going to end up being a 3.5 by 8.5 card. But we're going to score in here. Let me pay attention before I do it. Score at 1 3/4 from each side on this 7-inch side. All right. So 1 3/4. And I find it easy just to flip this around and 1 3/4. All right. And that's looking a little wide, but hopefully my math was right. So we have these 1 3/4 inch flaps. Let's get these down. Yep, it's going to work. Now, sometimes I will do Sue's trick and just score one side and then fold the other side in so that we don't have this little gap. Like, see how they don't quite meet? And I didn't do that this time. Hey, Nancy. So I'll make yours come together and they will meet. But anyway, I love it. So it's going to be a vertical, so a portrait style slimline. We've got basic white for the inside, 3 1/4 by 8 1/4. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this in here. And our base is Gorgeous Grape. I don't think I said that. Let me get this out of here. Glue boogie. And I did start coloring the flowers for this, so we're not going to do, we're not going to be here all night like coloring things like last night. But I didn't get all of them pre-colored, only most for this one. All good intentions. There just isn't always enough time for everything. All right. Now, so see, you can really see the white gap now. So yours isn't going to do that because I'm going to fold it over better. When I make a card like this, this is a good opportunity to use magnets. So I peel these. I get these from Amazon. And I will include the link. I'll update that when I put my blog in. But we need to look at our other pieces. So you've got a piece of basic white, and this is to stamp and die cut or hand cut flowers and then a greeting. So like the cluster of flowers will fit here if that's what you're going to use. And then you can do some greeting over here. Or if you're using something else, you can take up the whole space, really. Then we've also got this white is, actually, let's go with the Gorgeous Grape. 2 3/4 by 4.5. And then this should be 2.5, yep, by 4 1/4. Exactly. And then I embossed it already with the Distress Tiles folder. So before we glue these together, I like to hide really the magnets. So we're going to come and cut some designer paper to cover up here. But I want to start with this one down here, and I'm just going to eyeball. You don't want it too close to, since we're going to layer these pieces, you don't want your magnet, let me just try to hold this up. We don't want the magnet to be super close to the edge like that, because it's going to make gluing this down difficult. So we want it kind of like in the middle, not middle, but away from the edge. So I'm just going to eyeball and say that I'm putting it right there. Now on this side, I have to worry about the designer paper. So I think this is a good enough spot. Oh, look at that. It stuck to my my glue. That's funny. All right, now I like to go ahead and cover it up with a little bit of tear and tape, just to make sure it's going to stay in place. And now we get to the part where we need to cut our designer paper. So I've got to put this somewhere where it won't stick to something. So you're going to pull out the piece. So as we've been cutting, I've been saving, you know, all the bigger pieces. So we want the purple plaid piece. Oh, here we go. All right, so it's the one that has the bits that we hand cut. So we're going to need 2 pieces. Whoa. 2 pieces of designer series paper, this, that are 1.5 inches wide by 8 1/4 inches long. So 1.5 by 8 1/4. So 8 1/4, let me measure this. Nope. See how I cut that end? And that's not quite going to do it. So I'm going to start on this side. And in this case, I'm going to do a 1.5 inch cut. Well, actually, let's do it 3 inches first. So since we need 2 pieces that are 1.5, let's go ahead and cut on the 12 inch. So this is going to be 3 by 12. So cut it at 3 inches. Then we want it 8 1/4 long. So we're going to do 8 1/4. That leaves this piece instead of 2 smaller pieces. All right, so I'm going to put that in the use later pile. So this piece is 3 by 8 1/4. So we're just going to cut it in half. We want it to be 1.5 by 8 1/4. All right. So just trying to salvage as much of the paper as you can. Just, you know, I don't like hacking at it, just like a little at a little, little by little. All we're going to do now is glue these on. I like it already. And I finally had time to get some nails on today, which I love the purple. All right, glue, glue, glue. And I'm going to turn this around a little bit so I can see it. Whoa. All right. So when we get to this part that's around the lumpy magnet, you just really want to make sure this edge, see how that's like bubbled up a little bit? I want to maybe stick a little bit of glue under here. Yep. And do I have, let me see, something to wipe, because I want to get that little bit right out of there. So the closer that magnet is to the edge, the harder it is to get this glued down. So that's why you kind of want it, you know, at least a 1/4 inch, maybe a little bit longer away from the edge. Ooh, now here's something different. You could do it this way. So here's the plan. Let's look at this. We're going to have this layered, and then I have already, you know, stamped and cut a flower, and I started coloring it. Where is that? Oh, right here. So I'm going to put this here, and then I want to have a greeting probably here. So my plan was 2 purples, but I kind of like it like this. What do you think? Like this way? I feel like, I mean, I'm going to have to do the same purples here, but I like having this, all these different colors. So what do you think? Colors or plaid? Marlene, we're making a slimline card, a gatefold slimline card. This is the first one. You haven't really missed anything. So yeah, one of each. I think so too, because that really is a lot prettier. And I want that pink at the top. I don't know why. Okay, we're doing it that way. But you guys can do whatever you want. All right, I feel like my glue is really... Oh, there we go. I'm just not squeezing it hard enough. I am digging this. Okay. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. All right, now our magnet is kind of in the middle, so we want to attach this part first, add the magnet, then add our white embossed layer on top. So we only want glue on this part. Okay, and I'm just eyeballing this. Like that's good enough. So I want to put glue right down there, and then I'm going to flip this over. All right, I think that looks okay, straightish, straight enough. I think it could come down a little bit. Oh, well, that's sticking there. All right, now let's get our other magnet, and all we have to do is drop it, and it sticks exactly where we want it to go. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue, let it drop, grab another piece of tear and tape, and cover it over. And I just do this because I've seen it on all the channels I watch making mini albums and closing all the flaps and stuff with magnets. They always add that extra little bit of tape. All right, now you decide which side you want to be on top. I like this side versus this has more raised up in the middle. It doesn't really matter though. All right, so I'm going to center this. Oh yeah, I love it. And again, we want to make sure that over here on this side of the magnet, it is glued down. Ooh, I like that. And then, nice. Okay, so this flower is what I pre-colored. And all I'm going to do is, I did all the greens. These were the same greens I used yesterday with the blends. It was like not Parakeet Party, Lemon Lime Twist, Granny Apple Green, both darks, and then a light Lemon Lime Twist. And then for the flowers, I'm going to start with, there are no Gorgeous Grape blends. I don't know why. But we're going to do Blackberry Bliss, dark. And I'm just going on like all these little tick marks that are already in the image, like near the center. And then I'll get some at the tippy top of each petal. And some just little dots. Then I'll go in with the light Blackberry Bliss, and I'll come from the other direction. So like from the top, going down a little bit. And you don't really have to be precise. And you may be coloring with something else, so you do whatever you want. And then I'm going in with the dark Highland Heather, and I just color all over. Oh wait, yeah, dark. I'm like, should it have been light? I don't know. It is what it is now. I think I tested both of them. Yeah, it's dark. So together, all these colors, it still comes out with something purple that looks good with the grape. and then just a daffodil for the center. And I'm not even like being careful about that. All right, so that's all the coloring for that. Let's give it a wink of Stella, because that is always good to have extra shimmer. All right, and then we're going to do our greeting, and I want to pop this up. Ooh, I like that. Yep. So I plan on having the stems like right down there, and then we're going to actually pop up the flowery parts, and I'll glue the stem down flat. All right, and yeah, those leaves can be flat, I guess. The leaves over here. That part's not important. The most important part of this was getting this card done. Gloria, you're watching your school soccer game on your iPad via TV? Oh. You don't have the right TV? Oh, okay. Oh, so you're watching me on the TV now. That's cool. Yeah, someone else was doing that, and I tried it on my TV upstairs. I just couldn't figure out what I needed to do, because I want to watch people on YouTube. All right, let me just hold this down for a minute, and I'm going to reach, let's do this scrap from yesterday. And I just wanted like a little something here. So I think like hello. And I have that from Simply Said. This is going to be one of my new ones that I use a lot. So I think that hello is going to work. And I want that in Gorgeous Grape, because why not? My ink pad does not want to slide. Squeak, squeak. And I'm actually going to use that little spot right there, because that's all I need. Oh, I can tell the cat's trying to push his way in here. I thought he might do that again, so I actually shut the door. Up until now, I mean, we've had him a while now, he has not been able to open any doors. Like, he is kind of a dum-dum about some things. And you know I'm going to rip these edges. I just want to make sure I'm getting this top and bottom trimmed as close as I want, because I like it pretty close. All right, let's rip. Oops. So Penny, you were asking me about how long do my nails have to cure, like after I put them on. And I know this isn't about nails, but I just put these on, so I would tell you. I don't do anything. I put these on like a half hour ago. I put them on and then go. I didn't realize if you were supposed to wait, but Gail or Sue could be able to tell us more on that. Oh yeah, I like this right here, and I want to hang it off a little bit so it breaks up this frame. And then we're going to add some gems, and I think, ooh, I like all the colors. Ugh. I'm like, which ones to use? Where's my gem picker? Right here. Let's do yellow. Too bad there's no purple ones, but this will be fine. I need, let me see, I need 5, and I'll do one right here. All right, let's do a pink one here, and maybe a little orange one, and then a, let's do a big yellow one right here, and then green. Ooh, that landed right on the leaf too. That was probably a dumb choice, but that's okay. And then we'll just follow up with pink on that. So, ooh, I like that. And don't worry about that glue. It's going to dry clear. So I know this is hard to see. Actually, here, we can see the whole card here. Can't really see all the bling, but I love it. Gail, they do harden more with time, a few hours. Just don't do dishes or heavy stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, like I wouldn't like scrape at dies or anything, like metal dies, but they're good. All right, so that's our first one, our slimline gatefold. Love it. Now with a gatefold, you could add a pocket here if you wanted to like tuck in, if this was going to be like for graduation or birthday or something, you could make a little pocket and tuck something in behind this front piece. So, all right, that is that. Now let's move on. Ooh, I gotta pick up the pace. Ooh, this one. Okay. So this one, we're going to need the paper that is like my favorite, which is this piece right here. I love when they do this. And it's easy for paper shares because I cut it right down at the 6-inch mark and everybody gets, you know, that. So we're using that piece. But what we've got is, this is one that I actually have to put most of it. I have to put the base together for you because I have to die cut and then I have to emboss and then die cut. So what we've got, you're going to get this piece, you know, this is, you're going to get it like this. So I've got Berry Burst, 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm showing you this part. So this will be done ahead of time. But for those of you doing it on your own, Berry Burst, 5.5 by 8.5, score at 4.25. Then I've got Melon Mambo, that is 4 by 5.25, and I embossed it with the Zinnias folder, which I didn't realize until I did it that it's directional. So it's like going to be sideways. I wasn't paying attention. So yours will be right side up. So what you have to do is glue this on first. And then let it dry. Now you're not supposed to cut through 2 layers of cardstock with your dies, but I figure once in a while is not going to hurt it really. And I really had to look to see what dies I had that would fit. All right, so that's that. Then I came in with, let me see which one, Essentials Everyday Details dies. So the largest one. So it cuts out this circle, these little dots. This is a cut edge. And then this gets cut out of your what's left over. All right. So that's what we have here. So all these dots. Now I've got my detail, my chrome plate. So you're going to get it. And these dots are still going to be here. But look, all you do is push right through. Because I don't have time to be de-dotting everyone's. All right. And I did most of these ahead of time. Okay. So that's our frame. And this, I'll just do this later. But then you get this part and you can make a tag or something else with it. All right. So bonus for that. Let me put this over here. Now we want, we're missing a piece for that. We have a piece of basic white that is 5.25 by 8. And then we score it at 4. Now I made one of these maybe 2.5 years ago with a Christmas card, and I used a circle die here. But so what we're going to do, so this realistically is 4 by 5.25 right now. So we're going to open this up, and I want to glue this right in here. And actually, I'm going to wait because I want to cut my paper first, just in case that's a mess up. All right, so we're going to cut our designer paper. I want that to be a little bit less than 4 by 5.25, but in order to like maximize, if you wanted to make 2 at one time, that would be fine. You could cut it down. We want this to be 3 7/8 wide, but I normally cut these at 4. So I'm just going to cut it at 4 because I don't know what I'm going to do with the second piece. So 4 by 12, and then turn it around, and we want it to be 5 1/8. So that's going to cut off some of the tippy tops of the flower. So what I want to do is I just want to trim a smidge off the bottom, like maybe, what's that, like 3/16? I don't know. Cut a little bit off, then bring it back around and cut it at 5 1/8. So it's still cutting a little bit, but that's okay. All right. Oops. My piles of paper are slipping. But now you have this piece that you can make another card with. And I like keeping it by 4 inches because that's what I normally use for these style. All right, so let's glue this on the front. So this is going to open this way. All right, so we're going to glue this right here. And, oh, I didn't trim it right. That's right. I went 4, and I need to go back and do 3 7/8. So I'm just doing an 1/8 inch border, which is teeny tiny. But that's all we really need. All right, let's get rid of these pieces. And then we can glue this on. Ooh, I like that background piece. I tell you, the B-sides of these papers are really good. All of them. All right, now this seems unnatural to be gluing it with the seam on the side, but all right. I did not nail that perfectly, but it's okay. The point is we're going to see all these pretty flowers through the opening that we made. All right. And now when I made this before, I just called it a trifold, but it's not really a trifold because it's like 2 pieces. But I guess I'm still going to have to call it that. Now I want to glue this in. Just get it centered. And then we're going to talk about, we have another piece that we're going to stamp on. All right, there we go. So, isn't that pretty? I love it. Love it, love it. All right, then you have the regular that I give. It's about 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 with the corner cut off. So I want you to, we're going to use that for a greeting. I want a greeting that's like going to come all the way across. And then I want you to stamp 1 or 2 flowers. I just did 1 because I don't want to take too much away from this. So I kind of want it to be like, and actually, you know what? I'm going to cut these flowers apart. All right. And then just when I do that, see how that has like a hard edge? I'm just going to trim that up a little bit. What was I going to do? Oh, I want to color these with watercolor pencils just because it's a different way to color. And I have them, so I don't like to use blends for everything. I mean, we have other, we have regular markers, the blends markers, watercolor pencils. So there are 2 sets. I got both of them, and they all fit in just a regular old stamp case. And then I made a label. So this is how I store mine. And I don't worry about keeping them sorted because, you can see the colors. I also keep 2 blender pens in here. So you're going to take your piece. You're going to take your piece of this rectangle, stamp your flower, cut it out, whether it's hand cut, whether it's using dies, whatever. So get that. You would call it trifold too? Yeah, because it does have 3 sections. It's just kind of like that it's not one continuous piece. All right, so basic white. Now, when you use this, thick white or watercolor paper works best with watercolor pencils, but it's going to work with this. We just can't go at it with a water painter or a blender pen over and over because this will start to pill up. So I still want to stick with some pinks. So let's see, Melon Mambo, okay. Rich Razzleberry, Flirty Flamingo. Ooh, let's try all these. All right, so it looks like the darkest one is going to be Rich Razzleberry. Let's just see. So with watercolor pencils, this is what you do. You color in however light or dark you want, and then you go with your blender pen and wash it out. It makes it look watercolory. So, and then you just twist and put this on your scratch paper until it comes out clear. But let's do, yeah. So I'm going to quick color in like all the lines like I was doing with the other flowers. All these little tick marks. So that'll be my darkest color. And if Rich Razzleberry doesn't end up being my darkest color, that's fine. Now, if you don't have these already, these watercolor pencils, Rich Razzleberry is no longer a color. It's retired, so it's gonna have something different in it. And I don't know what that is. I tried to look it up on the catalog earlier, the paper catalog, and guess what? There's no colors listed. It's driving me nuts. All right, so this is good. Then I think Melon Mambo will be the next darkest, and then Flirty. Oh yeah. All right, so let's do the same thing. Melon Mambo. And you don't have to be coloring like perfectly, because when we blend it out with this blender pen, it's going to fill in any bald spots. All right. And you see, I'm not really taking a whole lot of care. I just want it mostly on the edges. Yeah, that'll work. And then Flirty Flamingo, just go in with the rest. Fill it in. Just so we get different shades. Now, some people like to do like one shade, blend it out. The next shade, blend it out. When I'm really sticking in like one color family like this, like these are all pinks, purples, whatever, I'm not really worried about it. And I want them to all blend together anyway to like create a new color. Ooh, I like that. But I am going to, I'm not going to do the center yet. So let's take our blender and let me try to hold this up here. So see how you can see, I guess, some of the pencil marks, like down here, you can really see the pencil marks. But so look, let's just do like that, and then it blends and it smooths all those out. So I'm going to try to do like each petal different. But do you see how that's looking smoother? And then we can drag the color around to the bald spots. Let's just turn this. Yeah, I can't really move my camera like to get closer, so this is kind of awkward, but hopefully you're seeing it. And this is just something you play with. Like if you, I don't use watercolor pencils a lot, but I like having the option. This is, I mean, these are old. I've had these forever. It's just something different, and it gives you a watercolory kind of feel. I think I'm getting around to the end now. Yeah, that looks good. So we still have kind of the three colors. So now we'll take, see how this tip has all that pink on there? So just drag it over your scratch paper, and I'm turning it to hit all the sides until it runs clear. So a pack of blender pens, it comes in 3 to a pack, and they're really kind of spendy now, but they will last you a long time. So you just run it clear, and even though this looks like brown at the top, I'm going to go in right now with some yellow, and it's going to be perfectly fine. All right, so let's just do the yellow. And then same thing, like blend it, soften it up. I didn't do any shading there. I just wanted to do the yellow. But same. Get this cleared up. And then for our greens, I do have a Granny Apple Green. And what's this other one? Old Olive, probably. And that Old Olive is one of the colors in here too. So, ooh, and actually, Garden Green might be. Let's stick with these. So we'll do Old Olive on the dark bits. And then Granny Apple. I know my fingers are kind of in the way. I guess I shouldn't have cut these before, but I wanted to have them cut for class. All right, and now I'm just going to blend these together. And the more you blend, the more it's going to move around and pick it up. So I'm not going to mess with it too much. That's good. I like it. All right, run this clear. And then we're going to do our greeting. But I really think this base is it's a really good way to show off that paper. And it's an interesting fold. Like, it's not just a regular open your card and here you have it. All right, let me shake these so I can close it. All right, so I want this here. And let's do, excuse me, I got a burp. All right, I want to put this one like here. And I kind of want this at the other side. Yeah, even though I don't want to cover up too much of these flowers. All right. And then I can tuck more of it under the flower. Oh yeah, I like it. Even though it's like pink on pink on pink, I like it. All right, now greeting. So you want, I was thinking the long one that comes from the set, Sending Flowers and Thinking of You. I could still put that there. Yeah, okay. Let me find a, that's not going to work. That was my scrap from yesterday. All right, because I want to save that rectangle. Oh, here's a piece. Okay, now this time I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do Blackberry Bliss because I don't want to do too light of a pink. All right, Blackberry, it's going to do it. Dye, you use the Wink, yep, your Wink Estella to spread that out. And then you run that clear too, and then it makes it sparkly. All right, I'm going to stamp this as close to the edge as I can. Oh, I got that pretty straight too. Awesome. And then I'm going to hand cut that. And now I'm looking at time. I always do run over a little bit, but the next two are actually not difficult. I mean, none of them are really difficult, right? Maybe you just got to take your time. All right, now I'm going to cut this. If you want to put this in your cutter, go for it. I'm okay with, if it's not perfect, it's all right. All right. Ooh, I like that. Yeah. And then I want to put this like right here, and see that leaf is going to fit right over there. Okay. Now I'm going to cut this. And I'm going to eyeball. Actually, that leaf is going to cover that edge too. So I'm going to cut it right here. This I might put in my cutter just to get it right to 4 inches. Now I'm going to cover up the bottom line here of those dots. So let's just put glue under them. And I'm going right to the edge of that melon mambo. Oh yeah, I like that. And then this, we can either pop it up or just glue it flat. I'm just going to glue it flat because I feel like there's already enough going on with opening it. And I just want glue right down this side. Oops, I got to turn it a smidge. But if you wanted to pop it up, you could. But it's kind of already anyway, just because it's only attached on that side. I love it. And then let's put some gems. And let's do like green and yellow. Let's do 1, 2. Do a big green, a little yellow. That is way too much glue. All right. And then I want 3. So, and I'm not going to do pink. Actually, let's do another one right here and we'll do orange. A little orange one. So even though they're all in the corner, I like it. If you want to put some more up here, you could. But Sending Flowers and Thinking of You. And then you write your message. And then you really could write another one. Dye, yes, I will give you a call when I'm done. Okay. Gina and Tom saying it's better than horrible. Oh, that's funny. That's Better than horrible. That's a good one. All right. Next one. I need to turn my notes back because I had to go out of order. Ooh, I like this one. Who am I kidding? I like them all. All right. But this is where we're going to use the B-sides of some of the flowers. All right. So we've got Lemon Lime Twist, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then we've got Lemon Lime Twist again, 4 by 5 1/4 that I ran through with the new dotted circles folder. I really like this one. It's very 3D. I am not going to glue it on just yet, all right, because we're going to put some paper over here, and then I'm going to need to trim the edges. Then I'll put it down. Then we've got the inside white, basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. We can go ahead and put that in. All right. And then you've got a quarter sheet to stamp and cut out some flowers. I thought maybe 2 would do it. I actually have 3 here. And this is the ones that I should have colored, but you know, I might go back and color those later because the point is all the diagonals. So we want how many pieces? 6 pieces. So 6 patterns of your designer paper, and we want the B sides. So I want that side, and I want these to be 3/4 inches wide by 6 inches because we're going to put them at a diagonal. I guess I could say 5 inches because some it's going to go, let's see, how long is that? No, it needs to be 6 so we can get it, you know, from tip to tip. All right, so I'm going to use that piece. I want one of these. So I'm going to cut just a 3/4 inch strip down. And I want probably that pattern. And I had the green already for this one. I guess I'm going to use this one and just cut a 3/4 inch off. This purple, got to have that. And I'm probably going to cut it off this part since that's like short anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's an orange one. This one maybe? Yep. Oh yeah, here we go. So that will do it. So you want 6 pieces that are 3/4 by 6. All right. And actually I'm going to put this one away because I forgot I had this bit left over. So that's coming in handy, leaving all your bigger bits. All right, so let's go this way. Now for me, it's hard to see 3/4 inch here. So what I have to do, and it doesn't have to be exact, but I go from this side. So this is 4 inches. So I'm going to go at 3 1/4. So this is 3/4, all right? Just like opposite math. And then this one, I'm going to go, this is 10 1/2 over here. So I will go 9 3/4. And then I'm going to cut this by 6, just so I have a good pile. And then the purple one. So I'm going to turn it this way. This is at 9, so 3/4 would be 8 1/4. And then cut it at 6. And then this little one, this is 4. So again, we'll go 3 1/4. Now I know I will use this card and just have it like in the center, a center panel. All right, and then 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now this one's going to be tricky. It is 1 1/2 inches wide. So, all right, it's just this very edge. And if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter. What did you say? Better than horrible? That's funny. All right, and then this one that we have not cut at all. So that's at 12. So we'll go 11 and a quarter. So however you want to cut your 3/4 strips. If you have a cutter that allows you to cut it, I think the Creative Memories cutter would do good, because that has the numbers on the opposite side too of the blade. So that might work. Oh, sorry. All right, my papers are sliding around. So I save some of these bits for a while, like this one, no. But these, because I might like fold it over and staple it to something. I don't know. But we've got our strips. And here's our paper. So we want to start, actually, let's figure out what we want to go. We want to start in the middle. 3/4 might be a little bit too big. Can you believe that? I might have to overlap these some, because this is going to cover up the whole thing probably. Bad math. Yep, yep, yep. I'm going to have to cover that up. Or, you know, trim them. All right, let's start with, I guess I'm going to have to start at the top now. No, let's just do this. So we're just going to glue these at a diagonal. And I didn't want to cover up so much of this gorgeous embossed bit. All right, let me hold this down. But now, yeah, I'm going to have to overlap these a little bit. So I think I'm going to change my mind when I do the measurements and say, use a 1/2 inch. Because this overlapping, it's going to get the job done, but I'm not real thrilled with it. Ooh, that's pretty too with those florals. But this, I was trying to focus on the B sides, just because they are pretty as well. Now this is going to be hard. Yep, I should have just started from the top. All right. Oh, you know what? Nope, I can do this. So I'm going to butt this up here. I feel like my glue is poking out. Oh, yeah, there we go. Butt that up, and then I'm going to cut this one. Cut just a little bit off. No one's going to notice. Man, I'm getting warm in here. Ooh, my stomach's growling. All right, and then I'm going to overlap this just a little bit. Yep, okay, this is going to work. And then I'll have to do the same thing with this piece, because I'm going to overlap it, and I still want it to be just a little bit less, I should say. So, yeah, I think 1/2 inch is going to do it. All right, and let's just put glue right on here. Whoa. Oh, all right, well, I guess I'm using this side, because that was just too much glue to fix it, but I really wanted the other side. Wah, wah. But I love that. All right, now we just take our scissors, and you could put this in the trimmer or just cut. Okay, now these I will not save. Oh, I like it. I like it, like it. Very nice. All right, now we're just going to glue this in. It is almost 9, like 5 of. So I've got one more after we do this one. And if people have to go, go. Just come back and catch the rest. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to stick to an hour. And actually, yeah, the last one is a quick one because it's mostly die cuts. All right, now this, I was thinking we'd have like 2 flowers. We could do 1, whatever, and a leaf, but just like something here. and a greeting. We could do 2 overlapping. What was I going to color these with? I'm trying to think. Let's do the greeting. So I wanted this one to be another smaller greeting just because I don't want to cover up so much of these strips that we just spent time gluing. So you're going to have your whole sheet, quarter sheet, to stamp whatever flowers you want and leaves if you want them, and your greeting. All right. I'm going to put that off to the side. You know what? I'm going to go with just one flower because in the interest of time, and I want to show you, let's color. I'm going to use regular markers. So Sean uses regular markers all the time. She doesn't use blends, but you can still get some shading by using like a lighter color and a darker color. So let's go Flirty Flamingo and Melon Mambo, or Melon Mambo and Berry Burst. Now these are the new style markers that have this rounded tip, which is really good for coloring especially. Let me see this. Berry Burst. I'm just going to put these together. Melon Mambo. Oh, I like that. Flirty Flamingo I think is going to be a little bit too light. Yep. All right, I'm going to put that back. So what we're going to do, again, start with the darker one, which in this case is Berry Burst. And you can use like the side-ish of the larger, like the brush tip, or the rounded tip. So same thing. I'm hitting all these little lines, areas with the darker color. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so hungry. Oh, I don't know if you could hear that. There's noises coming. All right, and then around here. So this isn't really, it's a little quicker. And then we'll take the Melon Mambo and just go over that whole thing. I kind of want to do like each petal, but I don't think it's necessary. So these are really good colors together because you still get that shading effect. Yeah, that Flirty Flamingo was just too light for this anyway. All right, and then we're going to put, oopsie, I think I'm going to do a little pumpkin pie on the inside instead of yellow, like where the center is. Now, if you add Wink of Stella to this, you got keep in mind these are water-based markers, so it's going to come up on your Wink of Stella. Just like when dye, you were saying you color with your Wink of Stella, it'll be the same thing. It picks up the color again. All right, so we've done quite a few different ways to color in. I'm really surprised I like this set because I'm usually not a fan of all this coloring. But I do like it. Oh, yeah. All right, and then we'll do, I said pumpkin pie, right? Yes. All right, I'm just going to go around these edges. Oh, let's just do the whole thing. All right, I like that. And then green, so these two greens, Granny Apple, and see how that looks? Like it still looks shaded. I like it. Oh, I could have used the Flirty in the center. If only I had looked up in time, right? All right, Granny Apple I think is the darker of the two. So we got Granny Apple and Lemon Lime Twist. And again, I'm just going to go like over those lines a little. I do like the brush end of these markers just because it goes so quick. Now, I'm going to go over this a couple times because I want that to kind of blend in. And that's what I would do if I was coloring like a whole image. Sometimes you get like lines when you're coloring, so just color over it again, and then the lines would disappear with the Stampin' Right markers. Oh yeah, that is perfect. All right, put these back. So see how that ended up? That we get good shading too. I like it. Okay, let's go with this. Ooh, yes, I like that. And look, that's already stamped from before. I really want to find a punch. I'm kind of mad that so many punches got retired. Oh, and you know what? I was waiting for that new punch to come that's like a tab punch. Ooh, that's downstairs. And you know what? I don't have anything. Just circles. Boring. All right, so I'm going to cut this straight. This, I would probably say, try to find a die that would fit this. And if you don't like the ripping, don't do the ripping. But I'm going to go like here. And let's put this. I can't pick it up. So maybe the flower you're using doesn't have, isn't a color inner. So that might save you some time. Oh, I'm liking this. So I'm going to glue this one flat, and then I'm going to pop the flower up. And then we're going to add some gems, or sequins really. Let's pop this up. Where did my dimensionals go? Oh, here we go. All right, so this is pretty straightforward. The next card is actually called Faux Inlaid Embossing. And it involves die cuts and then an embossing folder. So if this part, I think Nancy, you were saying you don't have an embossing folder, so I may have to do this part for you. So if you don't have a Big Shot or you don't have embossing anything, let me know. All right. Ooh, I love that. Yeah. Okay. Let's do some more. Let's do a gem here and then up here. And actually, I'm going to do like orange and melon. Let's do a little one and then a big one of the orange. And let's do a yellow right here. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I love all these colors. And yeah, if you wanted to hit that with the Wink of Stella, go for it. All right, so that's our number 3. Now, our last one, you're going to get to see all the in colors. So we have got a, let's get some of this out of the way, thick, basic white thick, 5.5 by 8.5, score at 4 1/4. Now this one's going to be landscape. Then we have 2 pieces, again, basic white thick. Or actually, no, these are not thick. So we've got 4 by 5 1/4, and then we've got a smidge. Let me turn the page. 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So down 1/8 of an inch because I want that extra border. So then you've also got, you're going to get a variety of leaves and flowers in the in color. So the leaves are all in the Shy Shamrock. Then you're going to get a Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, and last one, Summer Splash. All right, if you only want to use 3, that's fine, because, you know, groups of 3, that's good. I think that's what I'm going to do. So you're going to get a variety of the leaves and the flowers. Okay, so with the technique of emboss, what did I say? Faux Inlaid embossing. Inlaid embossing. So if you're just going to do the regular inlaid embossing, you would take these flower dies and cut out of this piece first. Then let's get this out of the way. Then we would glue it on here. Or actually, yeah, glue it on here. Then you would take the flowers that you die cut and like place them back in the empty spot. So that's the inlaid part. So I'm not going to do that because I don't know where you want your flowers. So this is faux inlaid. So we're actually going to take it and we're just going to glue these right on. And then we're going to run this through an embossing folder. So I want, and any embossing folder really will work. Yeah, I'm going to do that there. I'm looking. I do have 4 flowers in my diagram. Okay. I'm going to cut some of these leaves apart though, because I don't want all of these. Oh, yeah, I'll have that. Let me just pick that up. So you're going to arrange your leaves and flowers however we want. And then we're going to run it through an embossing folder. Now I chose the brick and the exposed brick folder. Ooh, I like that. And you can overlap them, doesn't matter. It runs through the embossing folder better if it's flat, but it'll be fine. All right, I'm going to put that there. And then I think I'm going to go with this one. And that time I will, so I want to cover up this part where I cut it apart. Oh, this is going to work nice. Oh, yeah. I like that. And I like the purple too. We are going to use 4 of them. Maybe we'll have just the 2 leaves and the 4 flowers, because then that's, no, we need 3 because we want an odd number. All right, I'm putting this down. So again, faux inlaid embossing. Just going to glue that one down, and then we'll have our petunia pop over here. Actually, I could do it here. Nope. Cluster here. So these die cut pieces are already going to be cut for you. And you're going to get an assortment because there's 2 different styles of flowers. So you're going to get like 2 of the one style and then 2 of the other. Ooh, I like this. Okay. All right, now let me put my glue away. And I don't normally drag my Big Shot up here, but I have to for this one. I just hope it doesn't like hit the camera. All right, glue. Let's get this. Now I'm going to emboss this layer first, and then I'm going to attach it to this layer. So I'm not going to emboss both of these together because that would be like a lot. But I do want to snip that off. Okay, so Big Shot. Oh. All right. So the exposed brick is a 3D folder. So I've got my 3D plate. And I mean, this is my old Stampin' Up! If your plate looks different, if yours is directly from Sizzix, this plate doesn't fit the same. So you might need to make a different shim. That's all I'm saying. All right, so exposed brick. I want the raised up bits to be on the top. So I'm feeling these bricks are raised up this way. So that means this side is going to get pushed down. So I want to face it this way. And oopsie, was I even in frame for that? So this part it's going to be pressed down. All right, and I just want to get this straight since it's bricks. If I had picked any other pattern that doesn't have a direction. All right, when you're embossing with your folder, you want this edge to go through first. And with these wide folders, you want to make sure nothing is hanging over the edge because it will jack up your folder. All right, and then I'm going to crank this through. Now, when you have all these layers of cardstock, it might be a little bit, it might give you a little resistance, but it's not going to break anything. All right. All right, that wasn't so horrible. Just a lot of moving around. Okay. Then, oh, look how cool that is. So we get the pattern across everything. Gloria, you still have a Cuttlebug? That's cool. And does your Cuttlebug, actually, because I've got 2 people that have them, does your Cuttlebug take the 3D folders? Because that's always been an issue. All right, I love this. So I like the brick because it kind of reminds me of like graffiti on a wall. Nice. I'm just going to glue this on, and then we're going to take a little, I think I had a scrap in here. Yeah, like a 2 by 5 1/4 piece so that we can do our greeting. Now I'm going to do the greeting in black. So I don't want you to worry, like, do I need the ink colors, inks for anything? No, you do not. So I think black is going to be a good greeting, a good color for the greeting anyway. All right, now teeny tiny border, remember. So I'm going to do the part, if you want, you know, laying down the flowers and run through the embossing folder. If you don't have a folder or an embossing machine. All right, I like that. I'm going to pop it up, but let's do our greeting first and drag down my Catherine Pooler Midnight because I love this. And I think this one needs to be a birthday. So let's do this. Oh, ooh, wait a minute. No, I don't use that ink on my... Nope, nope, nope. Not Catherine Pooler on this one. On my photopolymers, I never use this. I want to use the VersaFine Onyx because that washes off. All right, the only trick is I should have stamped it earlier because it takes a long time to dry. All right, let's press and hold. Hope for the best. Oh, good. All right. So let me wipe this off. So yeah, I am going to take at least through Saturday to get all these. Like, I got to take pictures of everything, get the measurements, and then, ooh, I got a smudge on there. Let's go ahead and pop this up to get my blog updated by Saturday. All right, and then check my battery. Looks okay. When it's running low, it'll pop up like right in the middle where I can't see really. I got to look around it, and it'll say like low power mode. All right. Oh, I love this. I'm so glad I could finally get to do this Zinnias class after having to reschedule due to inventory, and then we were supposed to go to a concert on Sunday. We're supposed to go to M3 Fest, which is a local thing here in Maryland, but he ended up, they were too busy at work because of Cinco de Mayo. Ugh. So didn't get to go. All right, glue, glue, glue. All right, make sure I'm opening this the right way. And drag this a little closer so I can see what I'm doing. I think that's good. Good enough anyway. All right, and then our greeting is going to come down here. Ooh! Okay, nope, it doesn't go quite to the edge. So, all right, again, you can cut with your cutter if you want. I am living on the edge. Now this one I'm going to angle. I'm not going to rip, even though a rip seems like an appropriate thing for like a graffiti kind of card. Ooh, yeah, I like that. And I'm just going to glue this flat because we've already lifted up that whole layer. All right, and then let's add a few gems that None of these really go. You know what? No, I'm not going to add those. I am going to add rhinestones though. I think everybody probably has rhinestones. These are, you can color them with your blends if you want them to be colored, but sometimes we need stuff that is just clear, right? Or just plain. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see where that ends up. Might want to do some more. Now these only have 2 sizes. Oh no, wait, there's 3. There's 1. And then we'll do a big one and then another little one. Okay. Ooh, I like that. So again, Shy Shamrock for the leaves. Summer Splash, Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Petunia Pop. I love it. Okay, so that is our last card. Let me just put my glue away, and I will bring back the other 3 so you can see. Yeah, Lisa was asking, Gloria, what do you use for your sandwich with the Cuttlebug? And you said, yes, it does the big ones, 6 inches, the 6-inch wide ones. Okay, that's good. But it does the 3D ones too. That's what I was meaning. Thanks, Penny. All right, let me get this in here. Oh, okay, that's that. So here's our 1 card, our faux inlaid embossing card, our strips of paper card, our, I really like this one, our trifold with that beautiful paper. That might be my favorite print. And then this slimline gatefold, which I really love. I love that we decided to flip the pattern over on that one, because my design was originally to have it both with the plaid. So yeah, you like it embossed too, Julie? Yeah, I do too. It adds a little bit extra, definitely. And whatever pattern, your folder can be whatever you pick. So yes, 3D for the Cuttlebug, Gloria. Okay, just get the right sandwich. Yeah, that's the thing. Hey, Jamie Gibbs, I did not see you earlier. My bad. If you said hi, I'm sorry I missed it. Okay, so yeah, link to the Google form if you want the class packet. If not, then once I put my blog post up, you'll have all the measurements, and then you can make stuff, copy it, right? All right, thanks, Carol. Thanks, Gloria. Thanks, everybody. I will see you next week, and I think I'm going to do some scrapbook pages next week. I haven't made them in a long time, but all these new Close to My Heart people are posting scrapbook pages, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I haven't done this in a while. Let's do it. So thanks, Marlene. So yeah, I don't know what size yet. I mean, probably 12 by 12. I don't know, but I do all different size pages. But so tune in. Scrapbook page is really just a bigger card. You'll be in Edmonton. Oh, hopefully, will it be a volleyball tournament? I mean, if it is, I hope they do well. Okay. All right. See you guys. Thanks again. Bye.